Friendly bots, you want to turn 0. Let's be real. If you're still playing Halo Infinite, you don't have any friends. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? My name is Christian and welcome to Matafied Gaming. As some of you guys may know, Halo Infinite has received an update called the Winter Update. And with this Winter Update, we actually got some changes that I think made it necessary to make a new video on my controller settings. So if you want to see my old video, I'll leave a link right up here or right over here, and that's talking about the Elite Series controller. This video is going to be doing with the regular Xbox Series S and X controller. In my opinion, probably the best bang for your buck. Also in this video, I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to work on your aim, how to get better on your aim, and things that you can do on your own to improve your aim. Let's go into the Academy. What I'm going to have you guys do first is to go into your weapon drills, select the BR75, and go to BR75 Endless and hit play. The reason why we're going to be starting with the battle rifle is that this gun is one of the few guns that actually received a nerf during the Winter Update. So they decreased some bullet magnetism and amongst other things. If you want more information, I'll leave the link down to the Halo Waypoint article in the description. The reason that I want you guys to go in here is because the most important thing that you have to do is to figure out your dead zones. I don't want this video to go on too long, but in essence, you're gonna wanna go to your settings, and I'm gonna briefly show you guys my settings. So to those watching on Twitch, please clip this. This is going to be my controller settings. Just as to let you guys know, I do play on bumper jumper. The only thing that I have changed is a few things on the D-pad, which you can pause the video and look at it here. Honestly, if you're a newer player, I'd suggest to stay around the 2 sensitivity range. If you're a little bit more older, middle-aged like me, stay into the 3 or 4 range. If you're cracked, anything above that is probably what you're going to want to do. But find the best sensitivity that works for you. My recommendation is to not change the horizontal and the vertical by anything more than 0.5. I think anything more than that could potentially throw you off. All the zoom sensitivities, I have it at 1. I don't mess with this. If your trigger dead zones aren't all the way to the left, be sure to do that, especially if you have a new controller. Right now, we do have some gun jamming going out with the BR, and what that is you'll push the trigger and nothing will fire. It's very annoying. I hope that 343 is able to address that. Moving on to these dead zones, again, I don't want to dive too much into this, but what I do is I keep the center dead zone and the axial dead zones the same for both move and look, and that's going to depend on your controller. I'll go over one of them just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'll turn all these down to 0. And as you can see, my Spartan is moving. And what I'll do is I'll go into the settings and go up by 1 digit until my Spartan stops moving with the slightest touch. I found that 5 works for me. So that's what I done, and do the same for your look. Again, I don't want to take too long, but what I do want to talk about are these input thresholds. Essentially, these are like built-in sensitivity for your thumbsticks. The reason why I have this at 0 for my look thumbstick, that's the one that I use to aim, so I don't want that to be as jittery. I want that to be as most precise as possible, and as precise as it can get would be at 0. And for the move thumbstick, this is good for your strafing. This is good for your movement. I had this at 15. I'm a little too old now, so I bumped it down to 10. I'm even thinking about moving it down to 5, but for now, 10 is working for me. Everything else you guys can obviously customize to your liking, whether you're coming from other games like Call of Duty, Apex, Overwatch, whatever type of controller you use. Maybe you have paddles, maybe you play with claw. Again, with Halo Infinite, you can pretty much use any button that you want. The only other thing that I recommend is your field of view. I have it at 95, but I'm actually going to turn it back up to 100. There were some changes in the Winter Update that kind of messed with the reticle size, but it makes it seem like it's 5 degrees off. But recommendation by XLR8, another content creator who's a part of the Warlords over on Twitch. I'll leave my Twitch and his Twitch down in the description as well. Shout out to him. He actually told me that the field of view was not changed, but the size of the reticle was tinkered a little bit. He's a mouse and keyboard player, so if that's what you're into, I highly recommend you go check him out. So I'll play at 100 FOV. and bring down the blur, the screen shake, exposure, full screen effects down to 0 to limit the amount of stuff on your screen that could be messing with your eyes. And that's why I have the speed lines off. But other than that, that's a quick guide on how to get your best controller settings for you. Let me know in the comments down below what sensitivity you use. Are you cracked out at 10? Are you a slow Ninja Turtle at 1? I'd love to know. And, you know, I'll use this time to tell you to hit like. You know, if you liked the video so far, hit that like button. Leave a comment, as I told you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel here if you like this kind of content, man. I'm really pushing to put out more content for the winter update and obviously into season 3. Now let's go into like things that I feel like you can do. So now that you're already in BR75 Endless, this is where you can kind of, you know, tinker around with your settings a little bit. You know, look at these Spartans just walking by. I've talked about this on my stream. Sometimes you just want to be tracking these Spartans, you know, just keep them in your reticle. This just builds mind-muscle connection, and it definitely is going to help with your aim. Like, you know, in Halo Infinite, you definitely want to do left stick aiming. So most of your aim you want to do with your left thumbstick and make micro adjustments with your right stick. I'm still working on this, guys. I'm not an expert by any means, but coming into the academy and just tracing or tracking these bots should help you improve. You should see, you know, some improvement in your aim if you do this at least for 30 to 45 minutes every time before you go into matchmaking. You should see some improvement. Before I jump out of this BR75 Endless, I want to give you guys a tip that was given to me by one of the top coaches in the LATAM region. What he recommended is that you aim to get 100,000 in this mode in under 2.5 minutes. If you're able to do that, then just bump it down by 15 seconds, 10 seconds, until you can hopefully do it in, you know, under 2 minutes if possible. I don't know if it's possible. If it is, I'd love to see a video on that. Tag me on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, whatever it may be. It would probably be a cool challenge for me. For those that want to try it out, but definitely just practice against shooting these bots. The next mode that I'm going to show you, I feel, is a little bit more game ready training, which is what I recommend, and I actually stole from another YouTuber who I don't remember his name, but I'll definitely leave his link in the channel as well. Man, I'm going to have a lot of links. All right, now that we're back, I think that this mode, training mode, is the best mode to use to jump in and play around with before you go into matchmaking. So I already showed you the BR75 Endless. I do that for about 5 minutes just to be sure that I got my settings correct and my controller didn't change too much. After that, I go into either Live Fire or Recharge is another good map of mine that I like to play, but you can do this on any map. The reason why I like doing Recharge the most is because you can practice a little bit of your peak shooting. So I'll show you exactly what that means. So right as soon as this game mode starts, you want to push start and go into training options. Your primary weapon, we will go all the way to the top, select the BR75. Secondary weapon, you want to go ahead and select the sniper. Later on, while you're practicing, you can obviously change these, but this is what we're going to do. Frag grenade on. Grenade secondary, I leave off. Equipment, depending on which map you choose, I select that equipment. So on Recharge, for example, there's a grapple shot and there's a repulsor. I like to practice with the grapple shot. Infinite ammo, you want to turn on. Deathless, you want to turn on. Friendly bots, you want to turn 0. Let's be real. If you're still playing Halo Infinite, you don't have any friends. Enemy bots, we're going to leave on at 4. Reveal enemy location. If you're just starting off, I'm going to recommend you go to on. If you're a little bit more advanced, you definitely want to leave that off, and that goes for these next settings as well. You don't really want to touch anything of this because we're going to turn off the bot shooting. We don't want them shooting us or throwing grenades at us. If you're a little bit more advanced and you want to do this, by all means, leave those on. We're going to leave the bot strafing on. Bot equipment, I like to turn off, or else they just start spamming it. Bot traversal, we'll keep on. We want to see them moving around the map. We don't want to see them picking up weapons and equipment. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if they're not using it, but I just like to turn it off. And that's how I essentially start this game. So Before I go in and actually shoot these bots, I made a mistake, so I apologize, but we're actually going to go back into the training options and turn off all the enemy bots. So where are they? Here we go. We're going to turn it back down to 0. I just don't want them walking around the map. They're going to be meleeing me because they still melee you. And this is what I got from that video that I told you I stole. What he recommended is that you choose the sniper because it has the smallest reticle, and in order to build that mind-muscle connection, you go around and you trace objects around the map. So this is gonna essentially work out your right thumbstick, and you just want to go around and trace this number 2, right? And you want to do this maybe for about 5 to 10 minutes. It's good hand-eye coordination building. It connects your thumb to your controller, to your mind. And honestly, I swear by this. Whenever I come in and actually do this, I play a lot better in matchmaking. So obviously you guys get the idea. You go around, you do that a few times. And now we're going to go ahead and turn on the bots. This is where you're actually going to be doing your training. So you want to pick any cover because it's good in Halo Infinite to build these kind of techniques. You want to find some type of cover that you can poke out of, you know, and poke back into. It's good practice, you know. So whether I like doing it around this box, you know, I like going to positions, power positions on map where you're gonna find yourself typically, like you will find yourself on top glass here. You're gonna want to like either find cover behind this, you know. If you're on top glass, you're obviously gonna be shooting into control, into top A, even into grapple. But you're always behind cover. You want to build that habit of always being behind cover as long as you can. That'll help you win your 1v1 fights against these opponents. So, you know, the video that I stole this training from goes a lot into depth. He does a lot better explaining to me, and that's why I told you I'm going to link it down below. But, you know, before I end this video, I'm just going to show you a couple kills that I can get here. You know, let's just line it up. Get a nice little sniper kill. And you want to aim to get perfect kills. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any, as like I said, the BR is kind of washed, but you want to be in this mode getting as many perfect shots as you can. Once you get a bunch of perfects, bump them up from Marine. You can bump them up to ODST and bump them up even more into Spartan. So let's just keep shooting till I can get a perfect kill. There we go. We got a perfect kill right there. We're just gonna shoot this guy off here. And we'll try to get one more perfect kill before the end of the stream. Look at that. I am freaking scuffed, guys. I'm telling you. But you guys get the idea. You go into this mode, and that's it. So hopefully this video helped you get your controller settings up. A couple different modes to train and build up your BR. So that's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys in another video. Peace out.